Hey everyone. So I'm Maria, and I'm just here to speak to you about how you can easily create an email campaign using Sendinblue. I'm going to do a couple of tutorials going over other platforms that you can create emails with, such as MailChimp, Customer.io. Today we're going to focus on Sendinblue. If you haven't created an email campaign before, this is a great opportunity. You can follow along with me and get started. Sendinblue has free memberships, so you don't have to worry about if I sign up, will I have to pay? Yes, they do have paid memberships, but if you sign up, you do not have to pay. So let's get started. Once you log into Sendinblue, which is sendinblue.com, you create your account. You're going to go to your account dashboard and you're going to select campaigns, which is right here. Once you select campaigns, you can go to the top panel and it's going to ask you if you'd like to go ahead and create a campaign, which is right here. Okay, now you can name your campaign. For this, I'll call it YouTube test. Create the campaign, and then you'll have a panel that will ask you who would you like it to go to, which one of your contact lists would you like to use, your subject, your design. And if you scroll down, there are more advanced settings that you can alter if you'd like as well. Now, with Sendinblue, once you create an account, of course, you're going to upload any contacts that you have inside of the platform. So when you decide to send an email and you select here, you can go ahead and add a recipient list from your list of contacts. For your subject line, it's going to be based on what your email is targeting, and your design, that's where we're going to focus right now. So hit design, and there's going to be a couple of pre-made templates, as you see here. Default, tell a story, sell a product, register for an event. So based on some of the most common interactions for emails, they have these specific templates here. But you don't have to use that. You can also send from scratch. Or you can use a simple template, which is probably good for a transactional email. But let's go with something with a bit more creativity here. Let's select tell a story. Okay, so once it is that your platform has loaded in, you can go ahead and add your logo here. You're going to share whatever the email is about with the topic line. You're going to add a photo and you're going to add the copy, which is the written section of the email. Just a little bit of information. I'm not sure if you have an email marketing strategy, but if you are a CEO, a strategist, a manager for a brand, it's important that you have a strategy for what it is that you're going to do. Okay. So my background is a bit noisy, but you should still be able to hear me. When you're creating a strategy, you have to focus on one, who your target customer is. So who are you sending the email to? Okay. Two, you're going to have to focus on your messaging, because your copy has to clearly articulate the messaging that you want that specific target customer to receive. So there's no confusion whatsoever. And then over here, your design is going to complement your email. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to use my company's logo here really quickly as an example. Okay, there we go. You select the image and you're going to hit insert. If you didn't have an image, then you can go ahead and upload one. The option will be there for you to just upload. So I'm just going to, let me just show you this again. It's right here, new upload. But I'm not going to upload anything. I'm just going to select what's here. Perfect. This is my logo here inside of the email. And if I wanted to, let's say, edit the logo in terms of the size, I'm going to touch here where it says alt text, and I'm going to hit the tab key. And I'm going to go right here. I'm looking at the width of it, and I'm just going to alter it a little bit so it's a little smaller. Okay. Or you could simply just put the number in if you'd like. Okay. You can just click out of that once you're finished. Now, there's a lot of space here to me between the logo and the story headline. So I just want to change that a bit. So I'm going to touch this again. That's called padding. The padding is the space around an object or a text. So I'm going to scroll down a bit more. I'm going to select space in. Remember, I'm using my tab key on the computer. So space in, and here is the padding. So I'm looking at the bottom section right here, and I'm going to reduce it, okay? And as you can see, it's getting a bit smaller. All right, so there we go. So just a little bit better. I'm going to select the padding here as well. And I do this by touching the text element. It shows up on the left. I'm going to go to space in. I'm going to touch here and tab down a bit. Okay, so it's the top. So you see, it's making it perfect. That's much better. So for your email, you're going to say whatever it is the purpose of the email is. So let's say you have a business and someone just recently downloaded a free book, an ebook, or purchased a product, and you'd like to create an email to welcome them. Welcome to our community. Now, it's important for me to point out that this template is saying introducing your news or latest blog post. It's just to guide you as to what you can have here. So welcome to our community, okay? And then you're gonna add a photo that speaks to your messaging. So I'm just going to quickly Google this, but just to let you know, when I create emails or content, I use photos that I have the commercial right to use. So I have a membership, for example, with Adobe Stock, and I also have a Canva Pro membership. So most of my photos come from there, but just for this example, I'm going to give you something to work with from Google, but you actually cannot use that photo unless you have the commercial and legal rights to do so. So at this point, let me just insert a website that you can use. It's called pexels.com. They have free stock imagery that you can use. Some of it may not be the best, but if you'd like something quick and simple and you just like to start off, you can use this. So I'm going to search the word community because I'm welcoming someone to the community. Your imaging has to match the message. So let's see, we have a couple of them here. And it depends on what type of community you're welcoming them to. So if it's like you have a fitness brand, a bunch of persons exercising would be great. But I'm just going to pick something here, a bit random for the purpose of this tutorial. Okay, let's go with this one. Free download. And it says here, say thanks. You can say thanks by, you can actually donate if you want. It's not a must. Or you can follow them on Instagram. Okay, you can give them a small donation. It's up to you. So let's head over to Sendinblue. I'm going to select the photo element, replace, and I'm going to do a new upload. Here we go, open. Once the upload is in your library in Sendinblue, then you're allowed to touch it and you insert it into your email. Boom, there we go. Now, a lot of platforms like Sendinblue, they give you an option to change the shape of your photos. So if you want it more square, if you want it with rounded corners, let's see if we have that option here. I believe we may. Here we are, rounded corners. So the higher you put it, the more rounded the corners get. Do you see that change happening here? Okay, there you go. Let's make it just a little bit rounder. And of course, this is based on you. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing it for the purposes of the tutorial. Okay, so welcome to our community. And right here, they're suggesting that you share a subline. You don't have to do that, but you can. You know what you can also do? You also don't have to have this here. You can start with your photo and put the title down as well. So it's up to you and what goes with your brand and your messaging. So right here, I'm going to say a quick welcome. Made it. We are happy to have you. Okay, this is quick. I typed the text in. This is a header. That's why the text is so much bigger than the body of the email. So I am going to center this. I'm just looking for the alignment options. Okay, I'm not seeing it just yet, so let's just move it over. Quick workaround. It should be here. I think it's here. Formatted. Sometimes there are options that are within options. So you just have to go through and look for it until you see exactly what you'd like to have. So here we are. I have just centered this up. It's over here on the left. Do you see it? So this is left, center, right, justified. So the center text is here, but that does not look centered to me. Probably because I moved it over already. So let's just do it this way. There we go. Perfect. So over in this platform, some of the text settings will come up to the left as well as here on this specific panel. So remember to look for it. When I cover other platforms, you'll see that they'll have it set up differently. So we can move from there. Okay, wonderful. Now, do you want to change this color? Let's change this color. Something a bit brighter. I just wanted to match the orange right here in the photo. So for design purposes, that comes in really handy. If your text, your verbiage, your copy also goes along with colors in your imagery, okay? So down here, we will have the actual copy, which is the written content of the email, and you can just welcome them. So I'm just putting something general here. When you're welcoming someone to your brand, your business, your community, whatever is happening, you want to make sure that they have access to maybe important things that are in your actual community. So here I'm going to say events. I'm going to say webinar. Have your questions answered live. We're going to talk about giveaway. We're going to say September 1st. More details coming. Okay. If you have any questions, please reach out to our customer service team at team. So we're going to put cs@test.com. Okay. This is just a made up email. When you write in things like an email with a copy and you have something like this to announce, you're going to want to bullet point it so it stands out, right? Useful events, you can also bold that part of your copy so it stands out and they see how important it is. You can add a color if you'd like. It can be any color, as long as it goes with your brand and the messaging. Okay, it doesn't have to be orange. I just chose orange. And over here is your CTA. The button is your CTA, your call to action. You're going to, what would you like your target market to do now? Now that they've received the email, would you like them to purchase something? I don't recommend you do that on the first email, but you can if you'd like. So join our Facebook group. There we go. So you can change the color of the button as well over on the left side. Let's say you wanted to make it a bit urgent, you can make it red, or you can make it green. It just depends on what your brand colors are and the type of emotion you'd like to invoke with the colors, because there's something called color psychology where colors cause people to feel certain reactions. So you can look a bit more into that as well too. So for this, I would like to increase the size of the font. Okay, so default size is here. Let's select 19, and you're going to want to make sure that you have the correct link in the button as well. So right here, it says add link. You would open up, and I'm just gonna put my Facebook page here. Good. Okay, insert. So that link is in the button. Okay. Here is where you can add your Facebook accounts, your social media accounts. So you can come over here once I click it. If you want to add more, you select add more, and there's a list here for you to add from. So you can select YouTube. If you have WhatsApp and you'd like to add it, you can select WhatsApp, your website. You should always have this information at the bottom of your emails so that your community finds it easy to reach you on all platforms. So add to list, and there they go. You're going to have to add the links, of course. So for your YouTube, you'll have to add your YouTube link and so on and so forth. Facebook, and that's pretty much it. Okay. So here you have created a welcome email. Welcome to our community. I'm just going to adjust these colors a bit. I love color. I just love color. Let's make it a bit darker. That's fine. You made it. We're happy to have you. Thank you for joining our community. If you read your copy, make sure it's great. Make sure your links work. And for Sendinblue, you will hit continue. So it shows that your design is done. Okay. And this is saying if you'd like to remove the Sent by Sendinblue logo from your footer, you have to upgrade the plan. There's a logo they have to the bottom for free plans so that they can go ahead and advertise their product to your list, your customer list. So if you don't want that there, you can upgrade and then have it removed. You can also add an HTML code here. If you'd like to create an HTML email, that's also possible. You will add the code and everything will populate with your HTML and your CSS. So that's your design. You can send a test to view it if you'd like. You add your subject, your to, your from. If there are any special settings you'd like here, such as tracking, UTMs, if you have subscription settings, you can do that as well here and edit your settings and the advanced option. Okay, so I hope this has helped. If you have any questions, do let me know, and I will be sure to answer. Thank you for joining me.